Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm. Finally, after like 4 days, I think it is, 5 days, we are getting some sunshine. We've been just getting a lot of like a wintry mix, not a lot of snow, a little bit of rain, just enough to make it really cloudy and kind of miserable. So what that meant for the greenhouses is that we didn't want to water any more than we had to, because when you overwater in those kind of conditions, makes the top of the pot turn really green. Now that we have this nice bright sunny day, a lot of watering is going to need to be done. We're also going to do some fertilizing as well. And after doing that experiment with the impatiens with that 200 parts per million of 15, 16, 17, we decided we're going to go ahead and water all of the seedlings with the 15, 16, 17, but only at 125 parts. 200 parts for seedlings this small could almost kill them. That's how strong that is. So I think 125 parts should be just right. It's going to shoot them up a little bit, and hopefully then with the next couple days after that, we should be ready to transplant. So I already have my 15, 16, 17 at 125 parts mixed up. So all I'm going to do is grab the suction line, pull it out of whatever it's in right now. I'm not 100% positive. I might even actually loosen it from the dosatron and run that extra blue out of there, because I don't even know. That might be at 200 parts, and like I said, that's a lot. So I'll drain this out of there, or just run it through the line out the door, and I'll drop it in my 15, 16, 17 at 125 parts, and we'll be ready to rock. If you haven't used your fertilizer in a while, it's always good to mix it up a little bit. I just turned the water on. You can hear the dosatron working, and you can see the blue of the fertilizer coming up through the line now. So now it has reached the dosatron, and it's probably gonna be another minute or two, maybe 3, until that water goes all the way through the line with the fertilizer and then comes out my end, which I'm watering. Sometimes, especially if I'm using a not so easy to see through measuring cup, it's really hard to notice if the fertilizer has come all the way through the line. You can see a little bit of a bluish tint, but if you put it in more of a whiter bucket like this one, there's no trouble at all seeing that blue color. I don't have much experience with it, but you can put dyes in the water with your fertilizer, so that way when it comes out of the hose, it's like a bright blue. You can see it, no question whatsoever. And that way it's just a lot easier, instead of trying to put it in different kind of buckets and notice if it's through the line or if it's not through the line. But that dye or coloring, whatever it's called, is made specifically for fertilizer. So make sure if you are purchasing it, you buy the right stuff.
Okay, so he'll be here within a half hour, so yeah, get them clean water.
It looks so beautiful out, but it's so nasty. Dad wants to go bag corn, so I gotta go get my coveralls on. We just got back from bagging corn. I couldn't video it because it is like a tornado outside, and the camera kept blowing over. You couldn't hear anything, so I just decided to scrap that whole idea. Again, I'm gonna be working on seeding today. I'm planting 2 different kinds of marigolds, which are the Incas. I got some dianthus that need to be done, and our first batch of retail cole crops, which includes kale, kohlrabi, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli. I think that's it. Maybe I'm missing one thing. We'll start off here with the marigold. Oops, not marigold. Inca yellow. 315. Dad is in the process of mixing up some oxidate, or essentially what, jet egg, for our plants that just came in. I think this is going to be our second batch of hanging baskets. Is that what that's for?
Well, it's potted stuff and hanging baskets.
chilly.
They look nice.
Oh, my glasses on.
They come with that netting on. I think just to hold them on there, or in there.
Yeah. And then you can take them home and use them as a hairnet.
Yeah. Here, this is what Calaboca.
Ooh, double orange-tastic. Good, I got them.
The Calaboca?
Calabacoa, yeah.
Calabacoa. And then here that comes with the oxidate. Just in case they come with any diseases or anything like that on them, we like to oxidate. Just to be sure. Are you gonna wait till she opens up everything to oxidate?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep. I'm gonna bring some tens up here so she can keep them all together. And I'll take these over. Ugh, boy, we got no water.
So Dad's moving the bigger hanging baskets over into number 2 now, where they're gonna get hung up on the ceiling. So now Mom got all of the plants out. This is the whole line of them. And Dad's oxidating. I'm back to seeding now. Got my trays separated. Here's some of the varieties I'm working on. The petunia, marigold, dianthus. Mom is over there watering geraniums, and Dad is down there still oxidating the flowers. I think dianthus is one of my favorite seeds to plant for a couple reasons. First of all, it's very satisfying when you know these plants or seeds do well germination-wise after you plant them. Kind of like marigolds and zinnias. So when I plant them, it's almost like 100% germination and they come up, which I love. The second thing is that unlike marigolds and zinnias, the seeds are pelleted, and so when I seed them, I can do it extremely fast and I don't have to sit there and pick them with tweezers or anything like that. So here's the seeds. And the third thing is that the seeds are nice, bright, and white, or yellow sometimes, and there's no trouble seeing if all the cells are filled. Now there is some missing here. That is just because I ran out of seed, but that was on purpose.
Or should I help you put hangers on these? These are ready to hang.
Put hangers on these because the begonias and these will go in the same row.
Okay.
So right now Mom's putting hangers on baskets. On the basket there is little notches where they go, and they just clip right on.
They go down and around.
Where do I find more hangers at?
I just got out a whole bunch. They're up there.
We're gonna hang a lot of these tomorrow. That way we have the room to start spacing a lot of our pots now, because they're getting big to the point where it's gonna get hard to get a water underneath that plant.
They're just beautiful.
So that's what we're looking for right there.
They're ready to hang.
A nice, full, healthy pot.
Full of buds.
I've never put hangers in a basket before.
I'm done now. The seed room is just about full again. I can get another flat there. and I can get 3, 4, 5. So I can fit 6 flats in here all together, which might just fit the coal crops that I need to get in here tomorrow. And then I'll be set for a little while again. It's the next day now, and I just got done seeding the coal crops that I said I was gonna seed. And I didn't even realize, I totally forgot that the coal crops don't even go on the heat mats in the seed room. They go out here in the big house because they don't need it so warm or that heat mat underneath. So that saved me a lot of room, and it allowed me to do a couple other flats like some San Marzanos. After I finished that, I started working on our little storage shed. That's where we keep all our greenhouse supplies, and it was getting pretty cluttered. So I spent most of my day out there while Mom and Dad spent the day moving stuff around in the greenhouse, like hanging baskets, putting hangers on, and rearranging flats. Here is all of the impatient hanging baskets. So that's one whole row done. And you can see one of them are already coming out in blossom. Or flower, I guess. These here, these mocha mix tuberous begonias, are out in full bloom. The white, the pink, the orange, the red, and there is a yellow, but they're not blooming yet. And so, since they're blooming so beautiful, Mom's gonna take them out to the market and try and sell them. We figured, why let that blossom go to waste and die and then have to produce a new one when somebody could enjoy it right now. Over here is one of the first yellow ones coming out, right there. All of these baskets now are just about ready to get hangers put on them and hung up, just like those ones over there. They're to the point now where they're big enough, we don't have to worry about them. We can put a water line in them and water the whole line once the whole line gets filled up. I actually have a farmer's market meeting tonight. Me, my girlfriend Sammy, Dad and Pap are all going. And that's for the Scranton Farmers Market that we go to. And so I don't got a lot of time left, but I did want to come over here and show you what Pap's been working on. Basically the past 2 days, he's kind of been over here solo. Mom helps him fill the flats, tells him what to do, and he just goes to town. So like that whole section there, a lot of this section here, and I think a couple rows over here, he did all by himself. And then everything else you see, which I'm about to show you, is what a couple of my family members, Sammy, my mom, myself, and Pap have all done over the past couple weeks. Since we fertilized, everything's really starting to grow now. These planters are starting to fill out, starting to get some flowers on. Really, really nice. Over here, we have 2 rows of hanging baskets in. Actually, no, 3, didn't even notice. So this is what Mom and Dad got done today. These are the 12-inch hanging baskets. And then here's the moss hanging baskets. And then up here, which I'm actually not even sure, is the lobelia. And then down here is our hanging tomato baskets. And these are like a little bit bigger cherry tomato. And what's nice is you can let that hang right on your front porch. Then once it grows and it starts producing tomatoes, you can just, anytime you want, go out and pick off some. Over here in the shed, it's funny because it doesn't even look like I did anything, but it was so bad that this is like a night and day difference. And so now we just got our new U-line shelf in, which is all these boxes here. Gonna put that together. It's actually gonna go right here. It's 6 foot by 3 foot wide. And then all of our tags, which is this whole cluttered mess right here, is gonna get organized in these nice little bins that we have, labeled and put on the shelf. One of the biggest problems that we had lately was the tags were so hard to find. There's so many different boxes, and if one of our helpers were trying to find tags, it was just a real problem and made it 10 times more difficult. So it's time we got to go to that meeting, and I got to get ready. So that's what I'm gonna call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.